Welcome to the Unapologetic Mompreneur, the podcast for mums with an online business who are ready to take back their time, home, business and self so they can restore the balance and thrive, both at home and at work, without feeling like they have to choose between the two. I'm your host, Sarah Dew, life and biz coach for mompreneurs. I'm also a mum, stepmom, wife, introvert, breast cancer survivor, and your mentor for making a change for the better. I've learned how to go from surviving to thriving and unapologetically create a business I love and the life I want for me and my family without worrying about what other people think. And now I'm here to help you do the same. Because being an unapologetic mompreneur doesn't mean that we're selfish or that we don't care about others. It simply means that we are not afraid to show up as our true, authentic selves, to step into our purpose, do what we know is right for ourselves and the ones we love, and take the steps we need to take to make our dream life and business a reality. Join me each week where I'll be sharing all of my best tips and strategies, plus the occasional dose of tough but gentle love to help you feel empowered, motivated, and confident to take action so that you can become the mum, wife, biz owner, and woman you know you are meant and deserve to be. So, are you ready to unapologetically create a business and life you love? Let's do this. Hey there, and welcome to episode 75 of the Unapologetic Mompreneur podcast. If you have ever felt like building your business is a race that you are simply never going to win, or that everywhere you look there is that hustle culture that you have to work super hard and put all of the hours in, and that the more you work, the more successful you are going to be, you are not alone, and I want you to know that that is simply not true. All of that hustling hard and working hard and all of the hours under the sun and throwing everything you've got into your business, that is just totally draining and exhausting. And it is also unrealistic and unsustainable. Thankfully, I'm here to let you know that there is a better way. When I stopped all of the hustle, I scaled back my hours, I worked on being smarter instead of harder, embracing the less is more mindset. I managed to break free of that hustle culture and that pressure to be doing everything all the time. And my business went from hustle to harmony. And now I absolutely love what I am doing. I have gone from working far more hours than I used to in my full-time corporate job and working evenings and weekends when I could in the bid to grow my business to working around 25 hours a week. And my business has gone from strength to strength. I have achieved so much more since I adopted that from hustle to harmony mindset and grew a thriving business that is on my terms, working the hours that I want to, without all of that hustle and without all of that grind. And so if you are ready to ditch those chains, to break yourself free from that pressure to be hustling and that mindset that you have to work hard and that the more you work, the more successful you're going to be, this episode is going to help you make it happen, because I'm going to share with you some simple strategies that you can adopt and things that you are going to do to help you design a business that feels like freedom. So if you're ready to break yourself free from that hustle culture and build a business with balance where you feel fulfilled, that you have the freedom and that you are doing what feels aligned with your vision and your values, let's dive in. So for the first 5 years of my business, I felt that I had to be working all hours under the sun to actually achieve anything. That if I was to get successful, be successful, grow the business that I had dreamed of having, that I had to work every hour under the sun, that I had to go all in. Not only was that completely exhausting, it was going against everything and every single reason that I had started and wanted to have a business in the first place. I wanted to have a business so that I had that freedom to spend time with my boys, so that I could go to Harrison's school after school activities, to be there for his concerts and plays in the afternoon, to attend all of the different sessions without having to take any time off, his sports days, his parents' evenings, and all of that jazz without being dictated by my 9 to 5. But what I'd actually done was trying to make that happen. I had created a beast. I was working all day, every day, and then I would have dinner, I would put Harrison to bed, I would be on the sofa again with my laptop, working in the evenings, tapping away on my laptop next to my hubby while he's trying to watch TV. And then if I could, I would work extra hours on the weekends. And I thought that that was what I needed to do. I thought that that was what I had to do in order to make my business successful. That I needed to go all in, that I needed to spend every single hour doing what I could do. But it meant that I had no time for my family. So what I had done was created something that was actually taking up even more of my time than what my corporate job was doing. And that was crazy. And not only was it completely exhausting, but I was still not being present with my kids. I was still not being able to spend quality time with them because I was thinking that I needed to be behind my laptop. And it made me hit burnout twice. Not once, twice. I didn't learn the first time. I took a few weeks break. I tried to adjust things and then I just went straight back into that hustle mode because that noise was everywhere. There was that pressure everywhere. Everywhere I looked on Instagram, every podcast I listened to, every blog post that I read, there was everything telling me that in order to grow, I had to hustle. I had to go all in. But it simply wasn't true. When it got to that second point of the burnout, and that was the second time of it happening, my husband said to me, something has got to change. You are designing this business and you are teaching people how to lead a more intentional life and to prioritize what matters, but you're not taking your own advice. And he was right. And it needed somebody else to tell me that. Even though I knew inside that I was doing that, it took somebody outside to actually make me realize and give me the shake that I needed. And so I realized that I was not wanting to do this to hustle. I wasn't wanting to do this and to make it successful by spending every hour under the sun. And what was I doing? Was I even doing the right thing? If I was having to hustle like this, was it even worth it? What was I doing? And so I had to take a step back and I realized that I needed to start actually following my own advice of everything that I was sharing, but also that I wanted a business that felt like freedom. And so I decided that I was done, that I had had enough of the hustle, that I wanted harmony. I wanted a business that had balance, a business that fitted my life, a business that synced with the needs of my family, that allowed me to have that freedom to do things that I wanted. The whole reason why I had set my business up in the first place. And so I took a step back and I asked myself, what can I do to create that harmony? And that's what I want to share with you today. The mission that I went on to scale things back and adopting that mindset of less is more. And I realized that when I did scale things back, when I cut my work hours, when I took away some of that hustle, some of that pressure, that's when things changed in my business. When 2 years ago, I decided to completely revamp my work hours, when I adopted the term time roadmap and I synced my business with my child's academic year, with Harrison's school calendar, which is what I now teach in my term time roadmap workshop and what I take my clients through. And if you have not synced your business with your child's school calendar yet, side note, please, please go and do that because it really will change everything. And it's one of the key strategies for you helping to design a business that feels like freedom. So that's what I want to do with you today is just share a few quick things, a few strategies that you can adopt to help you break free. If you feel like you are hustling, you are putting in all the hours, you are doing all the work, you're not seeing all the results that you want, but you are tired, exhausted, and overwhelmed, it's time to take back control. It's time to rein things in. It's time to restore that balance, and it's time for you to create a business that feels like freedom. So how do you get started in doing this? What did I do to help me create my business that allowed me to create freedom and go from hustle to harmony? First up, I looked at how I was currently doing things. How are you doing things in your business right now? What is it about it that is making it feel like you are hustling? Is it the number of hours that you are putting in? Are you working every hour under the sun that is then not leaving you any time to spend time with kids and family, let alone time for yourself? Is it that you are pulled in so many different directions, that you are trying so many different things, that you've got 1,000,001 projects on the go, and that you're just not able to focus on or go all in on one because you're trying so many different things? Maybe it's because you've got 101 goals. Maybe you've got lots of different things that you want to accomplish, and you're just spread so thin on it that you don't know where to direct your attention, that you're doing a little bit here, a little bit there. You're taking one step forward with one goal, taking one step back with another. Maybe it's the goals that are overwhelming you and you're going in all in on those, and that hustle of the goal crushing is exhausting you. Maybe it's you're hustling and you're finding that you're distracted by all of the noise on all of the socials, that everywhere you look, there is the next shiny squirrel, the next magic bullet that has got the answer that is going to make you succeed. And so you're switching from one thing to the next. You're trying all of these different strategies. You're hustling away, following all of the advice out there, but you're not giving any of the strategies long enough to try to see if they actually get the chance to bed in and test them and see what's working and refining. What is it that is making you feel like you are hustling? Where is that pressure coming from? When you're checking in on this, is it the pressure that is coming from the hustle that's coming from external reasons? Maybe it's a coach or a mentor or something that you're looking at on Instagram that you feel like you need to follow and adopt. Is that pressure external or is that pressure internal? Is it pressure, a hustle pressure that you are putting on yourself? This was huge for me when I dug into this and I started looking at how I was currently doing things and where I was directing my time and energy and where the mindsets and decisions were coming from that I had to be all in. I realized that actually a lot of that was my own thoughts, my own pressures, my own standards that I was setting myself. Yes, there were great ideas out there of things that I wanted to do and things that I was reading and podcasts that I was listening to. But actually, a lot of the hustle pressure was coming from me. I was the one that believed that I needed to go all in. I was the one that believed that I needed to do everything to have all of the goals. And when I realized that, wow, one, it hurt a little because I thought it was coming from external pressures, but actually to realize that it was my own, ouch. But then do you know what? When I realized that I was in control, that I could change that, that if I was setting those pressures, then I could just create new standards for myself and be more realistic. So first up is to look at how you are currently doing things. What is making you feel like you are hustling? Where is that pressure coming from? Make a note of it and get it all down on paper. Because then you can take a look at it and ask yourself, how can I switch things up? How can I claw things back? How would I like things to be different? What would I like it to really look like? Which brings me on to the second step. Step number 2 is to ask you what freedom actually looks like for you. If you were going from hustle to harmony, what does that harmony actually look like for you? Overall is the bigger picture of what you're aiming towards, but also that harmony on a day-to-day basis. What would feel free and easy to you? What would feel like freedom in your business? What would that look like? Because this is the fun part. You get to choose. It's your business. You get to call the shots. And so if you don't like how you're doing something right now, or if you don't like how things are in your business right now, you don't have to go to a boss to ask permission to change it. You don't have to start hunting for a new job and looking and applying for new jobs in a way of getting out of it and switching things up. It's your business. You can change it anytime you like. You don't have to wait until the end of the year or until the end of the holidays. You can change it and do it whenever you like. You could change it right now. You could change it in an hour. You could change it this afternoon. You could change it tomorrow. You can change your business and switch things up whenever you like. You are the boss. You have that power and you have that freedom. And that is mind-blowing. That is so, so empowering and so exciting. If you don't like how something is going in your business and it doesn't feel free and easy to you, change it. Ask yourself what would feel free and easy. Map that out. What does that look like? And then ask yourself what changes you need to make in order to help you make it happen. Now, this is something that you are struggling with. This is one of my zones of genius. This is where I am really good at helping my clients look at the helicopter view of what's going on and digging into what you really, really want, and then reverse engineering it to help you make a plan to make it happen. So if you want some help doing this, come and book a power hour with me, and in 60 minutes, we can map it out and help you create a plan to make it happen. But start off with thinking, what does freedom look like for you? If you were to create that harmony in your business and go from hustle to harmony, what does that actually look like? Get that answer and then reverse engineer it, looking at how you can make it happen. And if you're struggling to figure this out, then switch the question on its head. What don't you like? What do you not want to keep doing? What do you not want your business to look like? And then reverse engineer that, because that will help you. Sometimes it's really hard for us to figure out what we really, really want, but we can easily answer the question, what don't we want? What don't we like right now? What's not going great? And then when we've answered those, we just take the opposite of that, and that helps us figure out what we want. So now you know what is currently going on in your business, how you're currently showing up and hustling, and where the pressure's coming from, and what harmony and a freedom in your business would actually look like. It's time to create it. It's time to simplify your business model. Now, if your kid's at school, you know what I'm going to say here. The easiest way to simplify your business model and create that harmony and design a business that feels like freedom and fits around the needs of your family is to sync your business with your child's school calendar. Let your family lead the way. It's so tempting, especially if we've come from that in corporate environment where we are 9 to 5, to think that that is what we need to continue doing, but we don't. I've mentioned that I scaled my hours back. I now work when Harrison is at school. I don't work evenings. I don't work weekends. I work once I've dropped him off until I have to go and need to get in the car and pick him up. Those are my hours, 5 hours a day, 5 days a week, 25 hours a week. That is how long I work on my business. There's no more 42-hour weeks that I used to have in my 9 to 5 being on 24/7 call because I worked one of my jobs in a national first aid charity in operations and emergency preparedness, and I was constantly on call for major incidents. I don't have that anymore. I work 25 hours a week in the margins of the school day, and I get to spend every after school evening with my boy. I can switch things around if I want to go to something in the daytime with him, and I'm free to enjoy all day Saturday and all day Sunday with my family because I have let my family's needs and my family's calendar and Harrison's school calendar design my business. Simplify your business model. Take a look at what is going on in your family, what your needs are for your family, and then design your business around that. Then it will all fit effortlessly together and it really frees you up. It takes away that pressure and it truly does help you restore that balance and design a business that goes from hustle to harmony. If you want help doing this and you've not yet synced your business with your child's school calendar, go and do it. Go and snag my term time roadmap. You'll find the link for it in the show notes. It's an on-demand masterclass, so you can stick it on, pour a glass of wine, grab a notebook and pen once the kids are in bed. And before tomorrow even comes, you will have mapped out in just 60 minutes, you will have mapped out your term time roadmap and you will have designed your business, simplified your business model so that it fits around the needs of your family. And then when it comes to simplifying your business model, it's not just about the hours you work. Take a look at what you're offering right now. What are your products? What are your services? Do they feel free and easy? Do they provide you the freedom that you desire? Or are you having to spend hours hustling to get them out there to bring in clients? Do they feel exhausting? How can you simplify things? It gets to be easy. It's super tempting for us to want to complicate things, and it's human nature to always make things far more complicated than they need to be, but it gets to be easy. So when you're reviewing this and you're simplifying your business model, as well as syncing your hours and your goals to match the terms of your child's school calendar, take a look at how you are and what you are offering in your business. If it feels like hustle, ask yourself how you can make it easier. How can you simplify it and how can you make it more harmonious? Next is to create the boundaries around your time and what you say yes to. Just because opportunities might come your way, you don't have to say yes to them. We only have so many hours in the day, and if, like me, you are building your business in the margins of the school day, there is only those certain numbers of hours. So set a quota and cap a quota to the number of things, the number of events, the number of networking meetups, The number of opportunities like speaking engagements or anything else that you say yes to that comes your way, put a cap on them that you can realistically take on each week and each month that fit in and still allow you to do other things in your business to grow your business without filling your calendar and diary and making you feel overwhelmed. Especially in the early days when we're trying to grow our business, I know what it's like. We want to say yes to all of the things, and I've been there and I did that. But it gets to a point where you're saying yes to so many other things that you don't have then time to grow your business or focus on and work on your business as well as in it. So take a look at your boundaries. Do you have any? If not, it's time to create some. And if you do have them, are you honoring and protecting them? This is another reason why I love the term time roadmap so much, because it gives me set work hours. I know what my boundaries are. I know when is work time and I know when is family time. And I'm super mindful of what I say yes to in both, of what I say yes to of taking on personal commitments and helping out others, and what I say yes to in my business. Is it going to get me closer to where I want to be? Is it going to distract me from something else? Is it something that I really do have the time, capacity, and energy to take on right now? And if I don't, I say no to it. It's okay to say no to things to make room for the things that you do light you up, that you do have time for, that is going to take you forward. Doesn't mean that you have to say no to everything, and it doesn't mean that no is forever. You can just say no, not right now, and schedule or ballpark it for later on. But protect and honor your boundaries. That is one of the things, once you've done the initial work of figuring out what you want going forward, honoring and protecting your boundaries is something that is going to help maintain that harmony and help you stop going back into that hustle mode. And then finally, build in time for you. You have to take time for you. You cannot take care of the ones you love, including your business, and have the motivation, the energy, the desire, and the capacity to do all of the other things, looking after everybody else, if you're not first taking care of you. So when you are looking at this and you are looking at building and going from hustle to harmony and building and designing a business that feels like freedom, make sure you build in time for you. When are you going to have time to look after yourself, to make your well-being a priority and to fill your cup too? One of the things that I realized when I looked at the less is more mindset and scaling back my hours is, instead of working every hour under the sun, instead of working all of the days on my business, I now have Friday afternoons off to myself. And if you've been listening to this podcast for a while, you'll know that I've talked about this before, and it has been an absolute game changer for me. I'm not going to lie, it was difficult in the beginning to actually do this and give myself permission to make time for me and to not feel guilty about it, or to think, actually, I didn't get that done this week. I've got a couple of hours this afternoon. I'm going to finish it up and then not take time for myself. So it took me a little while to actually get into doing this, but now I love it. Every Friday afternoon, I take care of all of my CEO boss stuff in the morning. So I do my accounts, my stats, and everything else, review my week, plan my coming week in the Friday morning. And then that Friday afternoon, that time between 12:30 and 2:30, those 2 hours before I go and get Harrison from school, that is my time. It's only 2 hours, but it makes the world of difference. It's kind of like my reward for the end of a hard-working week. I get to celebrate all of my wins and then go and do something for me. I may read a book, I might go for a walk, I might go to my local Starbucks. Sometimes maybe I just sit in the chair, lay back and listen to some music or watch something on Netflix. And I love it. It's just that little bit of time for me to fill my cup too after the end of a week before my weekend starts. And it does me the world of good. What can you do to fill your cup too and build that time in for you? Because if you are building that time in for you, you are going to be filling your cup and you are going to be going towards that harmony without feeling exhausted. When you're well rested and you're energized, not only are you more productive and creative in your business, but you're also able to show up for your family without feeling like you are burned out. There's a reason when I work with my clients that we go through my 4-pillar framework of love your family, love your home, love your business, and love yourself, that we always start with that love yourself pillar. Sometimes they come to me thinking that they need to work on their business or they've got something that they want to focus on of their area of their home. But actually underneath what it is their cup needs filling. And that's why we always start with the love yourself pillar first. So when designing your business to make it feel like freedom and to go from hustle to harmony, make sure you are building in time for you. Making the shift from hustle to harmony is not only possible, but it's essential for you building a business that feels like freedom, because that is why you start your business in the first place. Not only are you passionate about something, but you're wanting something that fits around your family, that gives you that freedom, that gives you that time freedom, that financial freedom, but also that freedom where you're not feeling overwhelmed, where you're not feeling exhausted, and you're not feeling burnt out. So here are those strategies again. First up, look how you are currently doing things. What is making you feel like you are hustling? Where is that pressure coming from? Then decide what it would feel like. What feels free and easy to you? What does freedom look like for you and feel like for you in your business? Remember, you get to choose, you get to set the rules. Then simplify your business model. Sync your business with your child's school calendar if you haven't done so already, and then take a look at everything in your business. Is everything that you are offering, your products, your services, are they simple? How can you make them a bit simpler so that you are not having to hustle and it feels a bit more like harmony? Then create, honor, and protect your boundaries. Use them to give you the guidelines of what you have capacity to say yes and no to. Remember, you don't have to say yes to everything. And when you're saying no for something, it means that you're making room for the things that matter. And that includes that freedom and that harmony. And then finally, don't forget to build in the time for you. Take time off. It's tempting to want to work all the hours on your business, especially if it's something that you love and that you are passionate about. I know what that is like. I would work on all my business on all hours if I could, but I've chosen not to because I want that harmony and freedom. And if we were working in a regular job in a 9 to 5, we would be taking that time off. We would be booking that time in with our boss, getting that yes, walking away from our desk and having that downtime of a week or two at a time. So do it in your business too. Take time off for you and enjoy it. Whenever any time crops up that you feel like you're in that hustle mode again, take a step back and look at these 5 steps. Do them again, go through them again, and reevaluate. It really helps you to keep things in check and help you keep focusing on creating a business for freedom that feels like harmony instead of hustle. Remember, you are in control. You get to choose how you are doing this. You get to call the shots. I hope that this episode has helped. I would love to know what your biggest takeaway is. Send me a DM over on Instagram at the Unapologetic Mompreneur. If you've got questions about any of the strategies and the steps that I've shared today, let me know. I am here to help you. And remember, if you want to dig into this and you want a more personalized plan to help you go from hustle to harmony, come and book a power hour with me or come and work with me one-on-one in my 12-week program, Unapologetic. You'll find the link for both of those in the show notes. Here's to going from hustle to harmony and designing a business that feels like freedom. You've got this, mama, and I look forward to chatting with you soon. Bye for now. Thank you so much for joining me for another installment of the Unapologetic Mompreneur podcast. If you like what you heard, be sure to hit that subscribe button so that you never miss an episode. And if you have a moment, I would love for you to leave me a rating and a review so that other mompreneurs can find this podcast too. Here's to unapologetically becoming the mum, wife, biz owner, and woman you know you are meant and deserve to be. I can't wait to chat with you in the next episode. Bye for now.